Y'all didn't think I'd go the entire trade deadline without talking about my favorite team, did you? Especially with all the trade deadline videos I've been making? Come on. Now, the Miami Heat during the trade deadline has been tied to a couple players, but there's only really two that I see that make any sense with Miami's assets and the fit on the team. Now, not necessarily saying that we may get them, but just saying that these players are the only real ones I see Miami probably do have some actual interest in. Now, and those two players are PJ Washington and Christian Woods. And the reason why Miami does have some interest in them is that Miami right now has a very small front court with PJ Tucker and Bam Adebayo, PJ being 6'4" and Bam being 6'10". And that does have a problem against bigger teams. The reason why we haven't even won a game against Cleveland yet, because our front court and overall team just has a problem with lengthy teams. But right now, PJ Washington and Christian Wood are both very highly skilled shooters from the perimeter, great power forwards, and above average rebounders to put next to Bam. Now they aren't the defenders that PJ are, but putting them in a situation like with the Miami Heat with a coach that knows how to put players in positions to make them successful, I can see them being plus defenders, not as great as PJ, but still having a pretty good impact. Is there really a possibility for this trade? We're gonna talk about that first. Now, with PJ Washington and Christian Woods, the teams that they're on are looking for two things. The Hornets for PJ Washington is looking for a big man, specifically a center. They want a center, and they wouldn't mind getting some picks for it too. And to do that, I feel like the trade package would surround Omer Yurtseven, since he did show that earlier in the year when Bam was out, that he could be a pretty good sustainable starting front court man for any team. He's a great rebounder, is pretty good around the rim, has a nice little jump shot from mid-range, could expand his game to the three-point line given the time. He would fit very well for Charlotte, but I don't think that's enough to seal the deal against Charlotte. I don't think we'll be willing to offer more to them, because we'd be uprooting a lot of the chemistry from this team to get somebody that wouldn't really provide much that we don't have already other than size. Now for Christian Woods, the Houston Rockets are looking for both picks and probably young player going with it. So most likely, again, Omer Yurtseven, while packaging somebody like Max Strus or somebody of that caliber in this trade to seal the deal with them, and maybe a pick somewhere there. And right now we have very little of those to really seal the deal for anybody. So I don't think Houston we'd be the top suitors for Houston. But you never know, considering what Karis LeVert and Norman Powell and CJ just went for. You don't know what teams are actually looking for. Now, Charlotte overall though, I know they're looking for a big, and they're most likely probably looking towards somebody like Miles Turner that in Indy, then somebody like Omer Yurtseven. So most likely that probably isn't going to be the destination for either of these trades. So the possibility for both of these, I give the PJ Washington one a 2 out of 5 chance of happening, and I give the Christian Wood one a 1 out of 5 chance of happening. I don't really see an overwhelming chance of either of these trades going through. Now, on the off chance that they do go through, the fit on the Miami Heat right now would be probably seamless. Most likely these players would replace CJ in the starting lineup. Actually, most likely PJ Washington would probably come off the bench. And if it was Christian Wood, he would be starting. But as of right now, this fit would be seamless. They're both great perimeter shooters. They're not horrible defenders. And they don't need the ball in their hands to be crazy effective. And that's a perfect play the Miami Heat need right now, and you would fill right in the role of a PJ Tucker. You wouldn't get overwhelming shots from the perimeter, but you can knock down the ones that you do get, and they wouldn't really hamper us on the defensive end, which is something that we don't need right now. And they would give us the positive length we need up in the front court to at least compete with teams like Cleveland up in the front court around playoff time if we do meet them in the second round. Now that we got the fit and possibility of the trade out of the way, let's talk about what the trade packages probably would be for either of these guys. And I think both of them would surround Omer Yurtseven, with Christian Wood probably pulling a little bit more, so probably somebody else like Max Strus with the trade. I think that's really all Miami would be willing to offer for this trade. And I don't think uprooting our chemistry and young guys, we have our backup point guard in Gabe, or somebody that fits so seamless with the team like Caleb, would be that beneficial to just get somebody that we don't even know would fit that well with the team. Now, should they make this trade overall? I do not think so. I think this trade deadline is the one where we just sit back and watch other teams do their thing, because I do believe that making no trade is better than making a bad trade. So as of right now, with being the first seed in the conference without probably your two best players for majority of that time, I don't really see a gigantic reason to make some move in the trade deadline to somehow bolster this team when there's no guarantee that that player would be as beneficial for this team, unless it's a huge splash like we were able to pull Miles Turner away from Charlotte or something. I don't see a reason why we should be making gigantic moves like this. I don't see a reason that we even need to, even though we do have trouble with big frontcourt players. Our team wasn't fully healthy playing against longer teams, so you don't know what we look like at a complete level. Even as of right now, we're still not completely healthy, and we're still the number one seed in the conference, so I don't think we need to make any big moves so far. But you never know what's in Pat Riley's mind, and there's always some trades going on in the background that never make the media and always surprises people. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Miami Heat need to make a trade this deadline? Do you think any of these trades are probably beneficial? Check out all the other trade deadline videos I've been making. I made one talking about the Tyrese Halliburton trade, and I made one talking about a couple of the other moves you should be looking for before Thursday. I'd love you guys check out those videos. With that being said, Seth LB, that's my time, and I'm out.